Condemned to the Noose. Tales of Our Land. Ralph Sutherland, who, early in the last century, occupied a stone house a mile from Leeds, in the Catskills, was a man of morose and violent disposition, whose servant, a Scotch girl, was virtually a slave, insomuch as she was bound to work for him without pay until she had refunded to him her passage money to this country. Becoming weary of bondage and of the tempers of her master, the girl ran away. The man set off in a raging chase, and she had not gone far before Sutherland overtook her and tied her by the wrists to his horse's tail, and then began the homeward journey. Afterward he swore that the girl stumbled against the horse's legs, that so frightened the animal that it rushed off madly, pitching him out of the saddle and dashing the servant to death on rocks and trees. Yet knowing how ugly-tempered he could be, his neighbors were better inclined to believe that he had driven the horse into a gallop, intending to drag the girl for a short distance as punishment, and to rein up before he had done any serious mischief. On this supposition he was arrested, tried, and sentenced to death on the scaffold. The tricks of circumstantial evidence, together with pleas advanced by influential relatives of the prisoner, induced the court to delay sentence until the culprit should be of 99 years old. But it was ordered that, while released on his own recognition, in the interim, he should keep a hangman's noose about his neck, and show himself before the judge in Catskill once every year, to prove that he wore his badge of infamy and kept his crime in mind. This sentence he obeyed, and there were people living recently who claimed to remember him as he went about with this silken cord knotted at his throat. He was always alone, and he seldom spoke, and his rough, imperious manner had departed. Only when children asked him what the rope was for, where his lips seemed to quiver. And then he would hurry away. After dark his house was avoided, for gossip said that a shrieking woman passed it nightly, tied to the tail of a giant horse with fiery eyes and smoking nostrils, that a skeleton in a winding sheet had been found there, that a curious thing, somewhat like a woman, had been known to sit upon his garden wall, with light shining from her fingertips, uttering out unearthly laughter, and that domestic animals reproached the man by growling and howling beneath his windows. These beliefs he knew, yet he neither grieved nor scorned, nor answered when he was told of them. Years sped on, and every year he deepened his reserve and his loneliness, and some began to whisper that he would take his own way out of the world, though others answered that men who were born to be hanged would never be drowned. But a new republic was created, and new laws were made, and new judges sat down to administer them. So on Ralph Sutherland's 99th birthday anniversary, there were none who would accuse him or execute the sentence. He lived yet another year, dying in the year of 1801. But was it from habit, or was it in self-punishment and remorse, that he never took off the cord? For when he drew his last breath, though it was in his own house, his throat was still encircled by the hangman's rope.